Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. Today I have an affordable art haul to share. Trying to do what I can to save you money but let you know about new fun products out on the market. That's my intention for sharing my hauls as always. I believe everything today is under $50 except for one thing. I have some artwork to share. So it's just going to be kind of a catch up of what I've been creating and everything like that. I have recently fallen in love with oil pastels. For the longest time I didn't think they were for me because they're messy and you have to use a fixative. Two things I like things really neat. So those are two things that I really didn't think would be for me. At the beginning of the year, I was watching Sennelier live quite a bit. And watching Sennelier live, they were doing, I think the video was about oil sticks. And they give an inspirational photo for you to paint, and they paint. And it's so nice to listen to the artist. And so I painted one of the pictures they used for a reference. And I tried this oil pastel pad. And it's really nice. I'll just say it's really nice. So let's see. Here's the painting that I did. This was my first painting that I made with Sennelier oil pastels. I've swatched with them and I've kind of, played with them, but I hadn't actually done a painting before. And so this is the first painting that I made, and they were just amazing. I really fell in love with them. And I love that they're having these little starter sets to try everything, because it gives you the color you need to kind of do a project. And I think that's a wonderful idea. And I personally love things like that. So I just wanted to share my excitement of, look what I did in oil pastels. And I really don't know what I'm doing yet. If you're like me and you used to be a crafter and you're like overjoyed with excitement to try every medium, because you never know what you're gonna like until you try it. I'm very adventurous and I love trying new supplies. I am so glad that I didn't give up on them. That was really fun to create that. And I don't know if it was the paper or the pastels or both. I can't wait to do another painting with those. So this is a new set of pencils. It's an exclusive color selection. So it's a special edition set from the Supracolor line from Caran. This is their Aquarelle line, which is water soluble, and they're a really nice pencil, and they also include a podcast with this set. So this is 18 colors that are all new. I of course couldn't wait, and I wound up actually getting it from Amazon Germany. They're much more affordable at Blick. So yeah, it's a good thing I had an Amazon gift card. So this set includes 18 beautiful colors. I have already used these and swatched these. I'll share and made artwork. So my case is dirty. I did already make a video, and I'm not sure which is going to be edited and released first, but here is what the pencils look like. They're all out of order, but these are all, they say, special edition. And let me show you a few of my favorites. So one of my favorite, of course, is the dark phthalo green. That is just a beautiful color. So this is the Supracolor Soft, the water soluble. That's why they have the water brush right there. They have the foil print that's you kind of have to have in the right place, or I have a hard time reading it. And then it says special edition, and then the color name and the light fast rating, and they also have the number, which is really helpful. They're made in Switzerland, of course. Let me share the swatches that I have made. So I'll try to get that in frame. So here's all of the colors that were included. They're all new. Really has some really pretty colors. I love the hibiscus pink. So in my video, I'll swatch them and share the artwork, but in case you don't want to watch that, I wanted to share the colors, but I especially like the dark phthalo green. Well, a lot of these colors. So I'm very glad that I found these. And then I also made some artwork. This is what I painted in the video, this little bunny, and I had a lot of fun. Now, in the video, I share how to paint with them quickly, and I do some mixing and that kind of thing, but that is not normally the way I paint with watercolor pencils. I'm showing you in that video how I paint quickly, because how I paint normal with watercolors is it takes too long, so it's not good for video. Stay tuned looking for that. And then if you didn't know, inside here, there's a color chart. If you look inside, they have a color chart. If you want to tear that open, I just made my own color chart, and then I like to keep the little sleeve of their special packaging. I went ahead and tried the ShinHan Professional Designers Gouache. I've seen Sarah Burns talk about this gouache a few times and on Instagram, and she said she really enjoys it. So when Amazon had it for under $25, I was just like, okay, I definitely have to try it now. And I'm not sure if that deal is still there, but even at $33, I think that this would be really good for 12 colors, because look, they are the large 15 mil tubes. This is the general selections: Carmine, Scarlet Red, Permanent Yellow Orange, Permanent Yellow, Permanent Green Light, Viridian, Turquoise Blue, Ultramarine Light, Violet, Burnt Sienna, Ivory Black, and Permanent White. So their designer gouache, they have several sets, but I thought this would be a great mixing set to start with. And they look like they're all fairly light fast. And what I liked about this set is that it comes with a turquoise. It also comes with a violet, and it says 3 stars for the light fastness. So we'll see. I know the Holbein has one that's not very light fast for their violet. But I love that this came in a 15 mil tubes. They all have the rating as well as the light fast rating. And they also have the name in English, and then they have the pigment information on the back. Yeah, I can't wait to try these. And such a great price. So I wanted to let you guys know. I will, of course, do a video, but they probably won't be that price by the time I do the video. So that's, honestly, that's why I do my hauls. I do my hauls to share the deal with you guys, and then I will be doing a review later, but it could be $100 more by then. Let's try a few of these out. But I'm just gonna go ahead and, oh, I should have put a black line down. And I'm gonna use my normal swatch brush, which this is not what I do for gouache. Oh wow, they do have a really nice consistency. And they have some gorgeous colors, so these might be a really great starting gouache. Because if I make this video too long, I won't publish it, because I hate editing. Oh, the Viridian looks pretty. Viridian, and all the pigment information was on the website, but this is PG7, so it's not really, it's Viridian hue. Basically, phthalo green. Wow, that's quite a bright violet. How can that really be light fast? But these were quite a bit cheaper. Right now, it's probably like everything else, though prices always change. Okay, and so this is turquoise blue and Viridian. I just wanted to go ahead and mix them to see how they mixed. Right on the page. Really scientific. But, oh, that's a pretty color. But yeah, definitely better. I cannot tell you how much I would recommend these over like the Hemi gouache. That stuff's like a ticking time bomb. I had to give it away to my daughter right away because it's gonna mold. And that paint is pretty goopy. I know a lot of people love it, and just not me. But I really would rather have a few really good colors than a big 50 color set of, I'm that way. But everybody's different. But they thin out nicely. I'm so glad I got these. I can't wait to play more with these. My Schmincke and my Holbein are probably going to be still top shelf. But these definitely going to be maybe the best for beginners, because that's the problem. I'm not finding Holbein or Schmincke affordable anymore. So I'm really glad I got them all when they were affordable. Now it's really hard to find them at affordable prices. All right, Here's something else I was really excited about. I found this. This might be exactly what I need. All right, let's open this. So it comes packaged with some bubble wrap. And look at this. This is exactly what I think I needed. It's a really simple, it's something that I think I would have wanted to make, but I would never get around to making. So it comes with a bag of all the parts you need to make this a quick release, and you can mount it to a tripod, and it's supposed to be quick release is what the packaging said. I have not ever worked with a tripod or anything. That's why this is new to me. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. And then you open it up, and it is a little hard to open. That would keep it from collapsing on you with wind. So can you see this design? So basically, you could use it flat if you wanted to, or you could clip my work. I'll probably use 2 clips on a bigger piece of paper, but you can clip it, and then you're able to use this as your surface where you'd have your paints. So I'm going to tip that up now so you guys can see, but it has magnets to hold your palette, and it's simple, but it's exactly what I wanted and needed, and I was so glad to find this under $50 because I can't spend that much on plein air stuff yet because I don't even know if I like painting outside yet. Let's see how these magnets are. Okay, that's not good. Maybe the magnets don't work. Okay, that one's better. One of them looks like it's pushed down a little too far. But this one's okay. And I mean, it's going to be up, so it's not like you need to be sliding it, but just so you guys know. This has been one of my favorite palettes, and this even has feet. Daniel Smith doesn't have any feet. Okay. So for my Daniel Smith, let's see if I take it. And okay, it's not too bad. That's better. Oftentimes I have my dog with me, so I do need it to stay put, and I need a water vessel to stay put. Okay, my bigger Schmincke palettes would fit. Okay, I mean, you're not really going to tip it like that, but I wanted it for the magnetic feature because I don't want the wind or something blowing it away. Okay, so that's going to work. So excited to find this. I love the price point, but it still doesn't feel cheapy or anything. It just feels like it's a really lightweight wood. That's something I liked also. It is hard to close, but not too bad. It's a really simple design. I love that it has rounded edges. Now I am noticing that I have a small crack right here, and it could just be from the wood. You see there's just a small teeny crack. If you get this, you should make sure and examine it really well. So now I just have to figure out which tripod to set up. Can't wait to try that out. So I'll let you guys know how that goes when I try that. This is the Kendos. They have a graphite line, and this is the Multi-Technics water soluble set. So I'll show you on the side here all the products it has. So this has some Technicolor pencils as well as some Technicolor called RGB, red, green, and blue pencils. And they also have Museum Aquarelle as well as some Graphite cubes, which I have not tried and I've been wanting to. This was on sale for, I believe, $28. And hopefully it's still available for you guys to check out if you've been having this on your wish list. Let's just open this up. Okay, this is the deepest Kendos palette 10 that I have yet. All right, so inside you have very muted colors. Comes with an eraser, a pencil sharpener. It says it's made in Germany though, but it doesn't feel like what you think of when you think of Kendos quality. You do get comes with a push button water brush, which I didn't like when I was a crafter. Recently found out in a video, somebody's video, I was using it wrong because it has like a plunger mechanism. So maybe I'll like it more now. it also comes with these Graphite cubes, and I'm most excited about these, I think. We might have to try those out in a minute. And then as well as all of these pencils. So, let's pull these out. Okay, let's just go ahead and swatch these. Let's just try it on this paper. I have some, I love that it comes with some Museum Aquarelle. This is Yellow Ochre and Russet, which are two really pretty natural colors. Go ahead and swatch these out really quick for you guys. And the Museum Aquarelle is just an amazing pencil. They're a little opaque, but they're so vibrant and colorful. Show you. There's the Russet, and so, but let's go ahead and try it now. Okay. Look at that, see? So pretty. They're so vibrant. Next is the Russets. Really pretty colors and really pretty for fall. And that's what I'm getting in the mood for. It also comes with 3 of these. These are the Technicolor RGB, red, green, blue. This is Carmen Lake. And these are, I was expecting these to be like the Derwent Graphite, but these are much more muted and not near as colorful. And then we have the green. See, you could barely tell that they have pigment in it. And then this is the blue. So depending on how muted you like. But I think it's just graphite mixed with a little bit of color. Okay, so this should be the red. See, you can barely see any color. I was surprised. So it would be really muted. And then, oops, need more water. This is the green. The green's a little bit better. The red, you can just barely even tell any red. It's kind of like more of a brown actually, but it would be really good for trees. And then this is the blue. See, the blue is better too. Oops, I mixed it. So, but not near as much of a color payoff as the Derwent Graphite. They're cubes. You see, they're quite heavy, and they feel really, really nice. Let's see, this is $5.75. So this is the red. So let's try it this way and see if you can. I mean, they're your art supplies. You can use them how you want. I don't know if you're really supposed to use them like that. I think I will do it with a paintbrush in a minute. I'll just try it both ways and see. And then here's the green. So these feel much different than the Inktense blocks. They are smooth, they are heavy, they are really nice. They feel really nice. I don't know if you're going to get any more pigment payload, but they feel much better. And I don't see any opaqueness to them. All right, let's swatch and see how they are. Oh yeah, see, much more pigmented. That's really nice. Let's see how it dries. And then here's the green. And then here's the blue. Oh wow, okay, that was a lot of color. So that was really nice. Oh, that's really pretty, but let's see once it dries. But I think you could also just use it like this with your, yeah, you can get a lot of color that way. Still a very muted color. But to me, that's perfect for fall. So that's why I thought this would be really nice. Let's see how this one does. Well, that's like a gray, a really gray green from that graphite, I'm guessing. From that graphite in there. It's like a really dark sage green. And let's try the blue. I like the blue the best, I think, and then the green. The red is just so, yeah, that blue is nice. I like that a lot. But I think you could just mix any watercolor pencil with the graphite. So let's see what we get when we do that, just for grins. So there's a 3B and a 6B. Okay. Mix these. Yeah, you get like a nice olivey color. So it's fun to use the graphite to kind of get more colors and have that really muted look. And you might be able to get a little texture too, I'm not sure. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I think I would just want to make my own shades. I like a little more color. That's a little too, so that'll be fun. Can't wait to play with my more of these for this fall. I think I actually like these colors better. So maybe just get the, maybe just use a graphite pencil and make your own shades. I was really excited to finally especially try these graphite cubes, so which I had been curious about. I didn't know anything about them. We have the new Schmincke palette. So I did order this back in July. Seeing this on their Instagram, that's how I found out about all their products, is I follow them on Instagram. And when they have new palettes that have interesting colors or something different, then I can't wait to find them at a really good price. So I found this at Momarte. It was, I believe, 42 euros. Let me share the back with you. Now this is a plastic case, and I don't really enjoy plastic, but this looked unique enough. I wanted to try it. This is filled with the Academy range. Schmincke has two lines of paints. They have their Horadam, which is their professional range, and then they have their Academy range. This, I think, is for like me, people like me that collect all of the little sets. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, so it is plastic, and it has a has like a folded hinge. I was hoping this might be a good travel palette for me since it's plastic. It comes with the swatch chart. So the unique thing about this palette, I'd never seen one like this, that basically you open and okay, they snap down. Okay, and then you have all these mixing wells. Okay, so that's really cool. This set comes with 20 colors, and it comes with light lemon yellow, cadmium yellow hue, Indian yellow, orange, cadmium red hue, carmine, magenta, violet, ultramarine, Prussian blue, cyan, teal blue, which is the special shade, which I was so excited to see, brilliant green, permanent green, May green, olive green yellowish, yellow ochre, English red, burnt umber, and black. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out. They have a unique, this is just such a unique palette. I've never seen a palette like this. All of these colors will be light fast. They would also be non-toxic probably, because there's not going to be any real cadmiums. So that's going to be nice. This might be, I thought this might be a really good palette to do plein air painting. But I find them really nice student grade paint. I still think they're nice. Of course, so just make sure you're not paying as much as you could for these as you would if you could just get the Horadam range, unless you're just an ultimate fan like me. I very much love collecting all these little special sets. And so I will go through and I'll remove all these half pans and then I will swatch these out. All right, so let's take this one off. This is the one I'm most excited about, the teal blue, which is going to be a, essentially it is the Academy range, the student grade range, but it's still going to be basically a non-toxic replacement for cobalt turquoise. It's made with PB15 and PG7, so it is just a convenience mix, but there's many times where I love convenient mixes. So it is the special shade that I haven't found sold individually, but don't know if it's around somewhere. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, it is number 505. It's a little printed. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Yes, that's everything I was hoping it would be. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and this palette is unique in that it is all plastic, but it has these tabs that you pop these in, and it has notches to try to hold it in place right, and they move around a little but not too much, so that's pretty good. Let me show you how they're easier to pop in, honestly. Because you don't have to mess with the metal tabs, moving them up and then bringing them down and then popping them in. So they just pop right in, and then I'll go ahead and pop these in. Wasn't going to do the whole thing on camera, but they're really easy to pop in, and then they're staying in place pretty well. I'll give my first impressions of these. But it's a very unique palette. I've never seen anything like that. It's very unique. And let's see if it closes. I want to stay in frame, but I also want you to see the colors. So first we have light lemon yellow. Okay, next is a cadmium yellow hue. They're really bright and clear. Then we have Indian yellow, all easy to re-wet, every single one. So if you are a huge Schmincke fan, then I think you will like this. Number one, they're not as good as the artist grade range, obviously. They're not the professional, they're student grade, but they're a really nice student grade. Momarte is out of stock. I'll link below if I can find this at any shops that are reasonable. Here comes the one I was most excited about. Oh, look at that. Oh, I knew I would love that. That's so pretty. It's just like almost a perfect robin egg blue. Just beautiful. I've also seen it on Amazon, but be really careful because I've seen it on Amazon for more than I paid for this, and you only get 10 paints instead of 20. Here's the swatches on Arrtx. So you can see they're nice and vibrant. I really did love that teal blue. This is cotton pulp paper, but just so you can see them and see their transparency. But let me open it for you and show you why I had to have it. It's just such a unique palette. I didn't know if I was even going to show them or if I just had to have it for my special Schmincke collection. But here's that special teal blue. It's so pretty. I love it. There's a place for your finger to go underneath. You see that little notch? So that makes it really easy to open it. And then there's one here. And it's like folds out Batman wings, like got like wings. And then they snap into place. It lays pretty thin, but it is slippery because it's plastic. And then you have your mixing wells. And I love it makes 8 different mixing wells. So it's a really interesting palette. But it is crease. It is like it's not like a real hinge. It's just like a crease. So I don't know the durability. If you're a real Schmincke fan like I am, I'm so glad I found this. It's just interesting. And it did come wrapped in plastic, and then I took off the sticker and I was able to put it on the bottom. So then I have all the information. But since I kind of collect these little Schmincke palettes, this was so interesting. So I'm really glad that I found it and wanted to share it in case you are a Schmincke fan too. So this was a cute little tin that I found, and it was like, I think I want to say like $4. It's a little lip gloss set, okay? But it's a Crayola lip gloss set, and it was back to school, and this is our first year that we didn't have to do back to school. I mean, I guess my youngest is going to go to college, but he's doing a gap semester actually. So this was the first year that I didn't have to get any school supplies. There was no, you know, it was just sadness. It was like, I'm going to take this plastic thing out. Okay, so it's just 3 lip glosses. And so originally when I was getting this, I really just wanted it for the tin because I thought this would make a really cute little case for my watercolors. For Christmas last year, my daughter had got me this tin, and she thought of me because when I was young, all my friends got this kind of thing and I never did. And so I kind of always was like, oh, I would have loved that when I was a kid. So it just came with a bunch of lip glosses. I was going to use it for watercolors initially, but then because it has such a high profile, when I would put my brush in, it just like, it's too high, and so it didn't really work very well. But so then finally I was like, oh, I can put my Stabilo, my little woodies in here, and I've been trying to find something to get them out of. They come in kind of a cheap, flimsy package, and yeah, so I think this is going to work really well, and I love the packaging, and it just really makes me happy just to look at that. So that's how I got the idea. So with this one, I'm thinking about putting like my fluorescent, that kind of watercolor that's not light fast. They're just kind of just for fun colors. I thought it was really cute and really inexpensive. Next, I went ahead and got 2 new kinds of Sennelier paper that are out. So I had ordered these when they came out quite a while ago, but they were on back order, and then hadn't got a chance to play with them yet. I ordered them right away because they're pretty tin, and I don't know, it must have been the February, March, and I was just so excited to see something new. And these are 100% cotton, and it's round watercolor paper. And I love the little tin. Just be honest, I love the tin. But as soon as I got it, I was like, oh wait, how am I going to tape this down? How am I going to use it? So I've had it and it's beautiful, but honestly I haven't used it. How am I going to get a white border that's, you know, looks nice on round watercolor paper? I don't know. So if you guys know how, I would love to know how you could do that. I am not going to take 20 minutes and try to masking tape and try to keep it round. So yeah, I have to figure out how to do that. But otherwise, I'll be using this for watercolor pencils and gouache, or things you don't have to, you know, really tape it down because it's not going to warp it much. So it says 140 pounds, but honestly it feels a bit thinner. So I'm surprised, but it says 100% cotton. And then this is the Watercolor Bookmark Pad, and this is 100% cotton as well, and it says 140 pounds. So here it's about this thick, and the first page is just regular like thin paper protector, but then here you get it's got a little bit of texture but not too much, and it's thin. So you get to just tear these off. And of course I thought this would be wonderful for little paintings and to make bookmarks and for gouache or watercolor. I spend quite a bit of time actually creating new watercolor palettes because I really like to change them every season. I also like to make different palettes for landscapes, for florals, for, you know, kind of like by subject matter. And I love doing that because I love exploring new colors and seeing new mixes and that kind of thing. So I think this will be perfect, and then it will already be cut down And let's see if it fits. Ooh, I thought it was going to tear off easier. Okay, well, be a little careful when you tear it because I bent it. So, but I think this is going to fit. It's going to fit perfect. As much as I wish I was going to make bookmarks with these, most of these are probably going to be just quick swatch cards for my watercolor palettes. Is this MEEDEN Travel Enamel Watercolor Palette. Look at this. Now, I've already opened this because number one, I couldn't wait when I received it. This was about $23, so it was like half price of one I purchased about a year ago, and they are exactly the same. Okay, so this is Diamond Purple. They have 3 colors. They have a black, which I'm getting next. They have Peacock Blue, and they have Diamond Purple. I'll show you the Peacock Blue in just a minute. This is from MEEDEN. MEEDEN has been very kind and sent me many products, but I purchased these with my own money. Look at this. It's such good quality. If you've been tempted to buy my Mary Blue palette paints just for the palette, guilty. I love that style of palette, and I think it's so beautiful. This has this is a reddish purple. I'm not sure how the coloring is coming across because of the lighting in the studio, but this is a reddish purple. It has glitter, but there's no texture, so it's a smooth, completely smooth surface, but it looks like there's some glitter in the paint. Okay. It has a thumb ring on the bottom. It has feet. And when you open it, look at this. It has an enamel mixing well. It's so beautiful. It really is. And then here's what the inside looks like. So it has these rails, and what you do is you just squeeze them and then you lift it out. Okay. And then it has 24 half pans, perfectly white and square. And then it has the name MEEDEN on the bottom. And you're able to fill all these and put them in, and then you just push this back and you're ready to go. And then it gives you room for your brushes, or you can even use magnets and put more pans in if you want to. But I think this is great, and I think the price point is great. I'm thrilled that they're offering these. I hope they offer some smaller editions soon, because I would love to have that, because I'm learning sometimes 24 is too many for me, and sometimes it's just right. So I'll have a coupon for 10% off if you're interested in trying this from MEEDEN, but I'll also have it linked to Amazon. It does have a thumb ring on the bottom, and it has these little feet. Let's see. It's just a little wobbly, but I always put it on a towel anyway, so. But it's not too terribly hard to open. This is not from MEEDEN. I looked on the website. The Peacock Blue looks exactly the same as this color. It looked exactly the same. The color looked exactly the same on the website. And this is from MEEDEN. I cannot tell one difference. I'll definitely be getting the MEEDEN ones. I'm really glad I waited to get any more. They just started using the same manufacturer probably. The half pans are different. That's the only difference that I found so far. And that's none of a difference to me for $20 more. And this is the Peacock Blue. I would call it a dark teal. It's absolutely stunning. And then this is the Diamond Purple. Just with a natural light, the colors coming in. It is kind of a deep purple, but it's got some red in it. And I can't wait to set up a new fall palette in this. And the only question is which brand, because I love trying all the brands too. Now, most of these were kindly sent to me for review, but I wanted to share them in case you're interested in checking them out. Arrtx is celebrating their 9th anniversary, and they're having all kinds of giveaways and sales. They're also having a drawing competition, and you can check them out on Instagram. I'll have their Instagram linked down in the description box. So they've now added more colors. So there's a total of 64 colors. Before you had to order them in 2 different sets, and then I think they added 10 colors. These are their dual tip acrylic markers, and this is the black barrel set. Comes in a compact box. I love that they made this not too big. So this has 64 colors. This is the dual tipped marker that has a black barrel. These were actually my favorite, and then because I thought they behaved like gouache, could mix them. So that's why I really love this, and they haven't added in any markers to the line for a long time, so I was thinking they had kind of abandoned this, and I'm so glad they kept it. Let me open this up because now they have 64 colors in this line. Oh, okay. So here's the box. This time, okay, so this time it comes with different rows, and so you can keep them. They do like you to store them lying flat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows. I like that the way they've designed this because it gives you room to go in and grab them. So I can't wait to swatch all these out. So let me see. This I did with the white barreled acrylic markers. Okay, here's the one. This is one people comment on the most, and this is one I did on my couch, of course, because most of my art I do on the couch. And I actually created this when they had released the second box from the dual tipped markers, and I was like, they contacted me and asked if I wanted to do another review, and that just kind of made me think, oh yeah, I remember I love those markers, and so I just played with them that night, and wanted to make sure they all worked well and you know, everything like that before I told them yes. And I had so much fun just, you know, painting this. So Arrtx actually has 2 formulations, and I will share more about them in my upcoming video. So for this owl, I used mostly this dual tipped because it's they're not quite as opaque. I used this white as for the white part where I wanted it really opaque. And then for this white, I used the more transparent white for the feathers. All right, so I'm not going to do the review right now. I just want to give you some of my first impressions, and I want to show you what they look like. Now these used to be a little more transparent, and let's see. It looks like they're still more transparent. So then this, the white barrel is more opaque, okay? I don't want to do 2 layers. I want to show 1 layer. Both the marker sets are buildable. Let's show this. But this taught me why it can be a good thing to have different levels of how opaque things are, because you can make feathers and realistic fur. See, a second layer, it gets more opaque. Now all of these are water-based markers. They have a very low odor. I don't even smell anything until I bring it right in front of me, except for the metallics. The best thing about these are, you saw it. You didn't have to shake it or pump it. They're just like ready to go. I love that. I don't really want to be shaking and pumping markers. Number 69C. I don't know if they're all C. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty violet color. And then we have a really pretty turquoise color. Okay, so these look like the formulation's pretty similar from what I can remember, that they are not super opaque, they're buildable, and I really enjoyed that. Design of the marker is dual tipped, okay? They have a color indicator on top, but what I love is they have a number printed right on the barrel. Bravo, Arrtx, I love that. They have a very comfortable, it's very comfortable to hold because they have a place there for your finger. They have a brush nib on one end, and then on the other end they have a fine bullet nib. Okay, so you can write. So I use these in my planners as much as I do everything. It's really good for creating fine lines, and with the you can draw with it, and then you can go back and you can paint something. But honestly, I mean, I love the brush nib of these, but what sets these apart is this formulation, if they haven't changed it, is more transparent. So it just depends on what kind of artwork you do. I actually loved using both of them together, and that's the way I usually did them. I did them I usually use them together. They're really fun to just go and do art that you really like, don't even have to think about. And that's what I liked it for. I did go ahead and reorganize them and got them in a better color order for me. So then here are all the colors, and I think it's easier for you guys to see the colors as well. I really like that they designed the box. See there, so you can actually get the trays out, and then so you can stack them as you're going to use them. So that's how I'll try to use them. And then this is the only one that you'd have to take the markers out. It does come out, but you would have to take the markers out too, because it's hard to get that and I don't want to rip it or anything. You'll be able to access all of the trays except for the bottom tray. Here are the new colors they've added. I really, of course, love the purples and pinks they've added. Oranges, I didn't find that different, but orange isn't my favorite color, so I'm probably biased. And then they added a nice blue, a nice kind of a light seafoam green, and then another brown, some more browns. So here is a color swatch of the whole entire 64 set now. They do have a lot of oranges now, and as I said, orange isn't my favorite color, so those two seem pretty similar. I wish they would have added more reds. Personally, I think they need more reds. They definitely need a red that's in between this red and that red, but really they could add two and I would be happier. So I think this would be like a burnt umber and this would be like a Van Dyke brown, but we still really need a burnt sienna. So I'll be sharing another video and go over more about these markers. Also, where I have a giveaway that's going to be announced, and if you've been with me a while, you know Paul Rubens has been very kind, sent me many products, but I try to share honest reviews, and I have purchased products of my own as well. I think they're a great company for people just starting out. Next, I have the beautiful set of watercolors from Paul Rubens. Very pretty box. So this is Artist Transparent Watercolor Set, and they are saying it is a flower color matching song. Now this, I believe, is the based on the 3rd generation paints. So it's the older. So this is the floral set. I'm going to give my first impressions. So it comes in the standard Paul Rubens box that is quite nice. They have a very sturdy, very nice palette. And so 24 colors, and it comes with all the pigment information. So I believe this is the older, the original formulation. They do list all the pigment information, but everything else is in Chinese. But they do list the color names on the pan. Some of them are hard to read. Ooh. Like I cannot read this one at all. I think it says indigo. It's very, very, very blurry. So it's just like a printing mistake, but I was most excited because this has some really pretty colors. It has a lavender violet, a permanent violet, and a turquoise light. So that's why I thought this might be a nice budget set. They've kind of like revived this palette, and I think they've updated it just with, if I remember right. So, but stay tuned. I removed all the stickers and started putting the pans in my palette. I'm really loving some of the colors. I don't think I've received any paints yet that all of the pigment information was the same on the palette as the card. So this is on the color chart that comes, and they list the pigment information on each of them. The only discrepancy I found is with this. It says PG 36, but on the actual pan itself, there was 3 pigments listed. And look at all the pretty colors. I wish they would have had this out for spring. Here's the beautiful colors that come in this palette. I just love that PR 122 magenta. I love the turquoise light. I love the lavender violet. And I actually like this pink light. With their pigment information, I think they just take their best guess. I'm not sure. On most of the palettes, the browns is where they're lacking, but the pretty colors, they do well. But like this color, this is straight out of the fluorescent look. And they listed it as being light fast. You had picked up the Paul Rubens fluorescent. you already have that color. You just have to consider them fun, and if they're light fast, then it's a bonus. You really like this lavender. It's really, it's like in between the royal blue and lavender from Rosa Gallery. This was another watercolor set that was really nice, but it used to be $29 and now it's selling for like $60 sometimes. So that's the only reason I haven't published my video that I filmed for this. I'm waiting for the price to go back down. Wanted to let you know about it, especially while they're having so many sales. You might be able to get it for a really good price. So this is the only product that was not under $50. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Paul Rubens. This is the new 5th generation set of 48 half pans. This is part of the Yulon series. Really nice tin. I chose the black this time. It has a thumb ring on the back. So I think this is going to be the highest quality that Paul Rubens offers currently. Look at this. They have released a 48 half pan set. So they have put on this cotton paper again that has the kind of shimmer to it. Oh, look, we have some really pretty, they list all the pigment information. Hopefully it's all correct. Basically, they brought us all the colors we loved from the tube set, and now it's in a half pan version. And I like to go ahead and swatch them on this, and then I can see the color, and then I can arrange them the way I like to do them, because I want the browns to be by the browns. And yeah, I'm gonna have to change the color order of this. Open it up, and it has a really nice mixing area. It has the 4 mixing areas here, and then it has the hanging tray that I know some people like me are a fan of. I like having the extra mixing space, but I know some people like to take this off. You can see that there was a few that had some cracks also, but I think once I add the water, those cracks will go away. It makes it a little difficult. I've taken and labeled all my half pans. See how they butt up against? So it can kind of make it a little difficult to open to put them in. Not used to that, but see how this is like an extruded pan and it falls out. It could easily fall out, and this is not the only brand. There's quite a few brands that do that. So after we use some water, that'll stay in better. So let me share the swatches with you. This is pulp paper, so it's not been able to tell the granulation too much, and I didn't add enough water, honestly. It looks like I can see some granulation in the Brilliant Blue Violet. Like you can see the gold, it has some metallic sheen. You still need to dry a little bit to see more of the granulation, but definitely going to be some granulation in these two. I'm sure there's going to be granulation in the French Blue as well, as they're ultramarine. They really have some pretty colors. I definitely love that they put the quinacridone magenta in there, and I really love the quin violet, of course. Perylene maroon. They have some really pretty reds. I would say, as per usual with Paul Rubens palettes, weakness is usually in their browns. The Van Dyke brown actually hasn't dried yet, but it doesn't look too bad. The earth yellow, their version of yellow ochre, I think is pretty nice. We'll have to, but I really didn't enjoy this color very much at all. But I think overall it's a really nice palette for the money. It does look like there's room for a brush, but it's crooked. I can tell that it's crooked. It's a little bigger here than it is there. Let's see. So there is room for a brush, but am I crazy? It looks definitely like this side is bigger than that side. Not the end of the world, just, you know, I can't help noticing little things like that. When I'm off camera, I will be putting this back on because I love having the mixing area myself. But so I did go ahead and play with these Paul Rubens new watercolors, and this is just my first impression because all I've done is swatch them. I've only done one painting. They're really nice. These are definitely improved over the 3rd generation paints. Of course, this is the 5th generation. I won't be using the 3rd generation anymore because these are so much better. They seem to have added more gum arabic, and the pigments are ground even finer, I think. That's just my impression. I don't know, but that is my first impressions, and they were, and generally they were very pleasant to use. I'm not an urban sketcher, but I want to learn. So I painted this. I really wanted to use that new gold, and that was lovely. It is, I hope they make a new metallic range with this formula because I really enjoyed it. They're creamier. I really loved it, and so I wanted to use that gold. I don't know if the metallic is going. And I had just gone in with a fountain pen. This is my new thing, trying to be quicker, is I'm just sketching with the fountain pen. So that way it's not perfect, but I finish things. And I get so much more done because I don't worry about if my drawing is perfect or whatever. And then I am attracted to the color. I got good mixes, they layered well, everything I would hope. 4 or 5 came kind of cracked. I have not received very many professional brands that come with their half pans that are cracked, especially cracked so badly as these. Also, there's such a discrepancy between some of these were poured and then some are extruded pans. It's probably being picky, but I wish they would just pour them all, because I find the poured ones are so nice, and then they fill the pan more because there's quite a few gaps in many of them. Like, look at this one. That's not because I used all that color. That's how it came. They cut them the size they wanted them, but then they shrank too much. So I hope that they eventually get that problem worked out. Say you would get the 48 half pan set of Schmincke watercolors. You would pay, I paid $195. This is quite a deal. That said, these will never replace any of my artist grade. With the 3rd generation, I still would have preferred to use White Nights or Van Gogh. These are really nice. I probably would reach for these instead of White Nights. They still have the browns though that they need to work on. That's probably my biggest gripe with Paul Rubens, and that hasn't changed. They're not the only brand though, and I feel that way about either. So I think right now I will be comparing to see if the Paul Rubens is better than Rosa Gallery. I think those are the 2 brands. They're kind of like competing for the best budget set right now. You are wanting to start into watercolors, these are a fantastic offering for you. If you already have some Paul Rubens, you might want to just save up and get the actual artist grade. You know, you don't want to purchase this, and then that makes it where you can't afford the actual artist grade that you've been wanting that's on your wish list. But they might be great to paint with you guys, because quite honestly, that's the problem I have, is that every time I find a set that I love that's artist grade, I find these really good deals, and then they're not available anymore when I go to do a video. And so it's really frustrating, because I don't want people to think they have to spend $300 to, you know, love playing with watercolors. I think Paul Rubens did a really good job for reformulating these. I'm not sure if you guys would like to see more painting with Paul Rubens or not, so you'll have to let me know. So if you've tried these, please let me know what you think, and I'm very happy to have this set. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.